Call to order Town of New Windsor Town Council meeting for October 1st, 2025. Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The meeting is open to the public. Public comment will be taken at the end of the meeting. Anyone wanting to speak is requested to sign in at the table over here and shall be a New Windsor resident. When you speak, state your name and address, and please be advised that time shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. You all have received the meeting minutes for September's meeting. And I'll ask if they have been reviewed, and do I hear a motion for acceptance?
I'll make a motion to accept the meeting minutes as is.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the minutes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, we'll start with our reports, and I'll start as the mayor and give you my report for September. All right. My report covers the month of September 2025, the events and meetings that I attended. On September 7th, I attended the Historical Society of Carroll County, Carroll County's Bourbon and Bocce event in Union Mills. It was well attended. September 11th, attended the Carroll County Maryland Municipal League dinner in Sykesville. On the 12th, I attended the ribbon cutting ceremony for Sunday mornings at Savannah's. It was a very nice event. I got a chance to tour Savannah's Sunday morning at Savannah's facility again. It was very nice. Food was amazing. On the 13th, they attended the New Windsor Fire Company's annual crab feed. On the 17th, attended the Vietnam Traveling Memorial Coordination meeting, which actually is the second to the last one. Tonight's meeting is a final meeting, and then they're going to have a walkthrough on Sunday morning, which I will be attending. September 21st, attended Strawbridge Community Church's 109th homecoming celebration and presented the church with a proclamation declaring September 21st, 2025, Strawbridge Community Church Day. That was a very nice event, and there was 2 services, and my wife and I attended both, and time for us to build a bigger church, because it was wall-to-wall people, which was wonderful, so that was great. And then attended all town public meetings and internal meetings. All right, at this time, I know it is not on our agenda, but I added it in my report. I'd like to issue a proclamation to a company that is very important to us as a town, not only the town, the county, and pretty much for this in this region. So what I'll do is I'll stand and read this proclamation and provide some filler. Actually, I don't know if it would be more appropriate if we have you come. Mr. Richard Turner is here from CMC, and I'll come up to the front. All right. Thank you, Richard, for attending. All right, this proclamation reads, whereas the Community Media Center of Carroll County provides community members, nonprofit organizations, schools, and government agencies with the resources to produce and distribute digital media content of importance to their local communities. And whereas the Community Media Center plays a vital role in civic participation by providing coverage of municipal meetings, local elections, and community events. And whereas the Community Media Center partners with our local schools and colleges with internship opportunities and celebrates our student athletes with CMS Sportsnet Awards winning coverage of local sports, and is developing CMC Sportsnet Plus, a live streaming service featuring coverage from every Carroll County high school stadium and gymnasium. And whereas the Community Media Center has established Channel 18 as the first local cable access channel in the nation to provide 24/7 coverage dedicated to local sports and programming. And whereas the Community Media Center works to preserve our local history, provides a means for diverse communities to tell their stories, and empowers individuals to create content to inform, connect, and improve quality of life for our residents. Now therefore be it resolved that October 20th, 2025, it is hereby proclaimed as Community Media Day within the town of New Windsor, and all residents are hereby called upon to promote the importance of community media, the services and training available at the Community Media Center of Carroll County, and the programming available on Channel 18, 19, 23, and HD 1072 or 1072, and online at carrollmediacenter.org. I present this proclamation to Richard Turner of CMC. Thank you for all your hard work in the community. It is witnesses I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the state, the seal of the town of New Windsor, Maryland, to be affixed this first day of October, signed by Mayor Kevin Cornick and the seal of New Windsor. So I present that to you. Thank you for all your hard work. Now, Richard, if you'd like to share the significance of the 20th.
Yeah, so Community Media Day is celebrated across the country where there are community media centers. It's sort of both nationally and locally recognized because we are so locally focused, right? It's all about being able to provide not only access to the towns, I think working with the town here has just been exemplary. The ability to have this technology available so that your residents can be involved and engage in what's going on in the town. If they're not here, I hope they're watching at home, and that we hope to increase that viewership as we go along by providing these services in enhanced ways. So that's really one of our highest priorities, quite honestly. And in addition to being able to provide community members being able to come in and take advantage of our services, being able to utilize cameras, editing, digital media of the day, is so important, especially as we have less and less newspaper, less and less local coverage from our local broadcasters. We are the voice of the community. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks again.
Very much appreciated on this word from the council.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. For council committees, Community Enhancement and Community Relations, Councilwoman Schultz.
I'm just going to paraphrase because this is kind of wordy. The Carroll County Downtowns Group met last month, and I think I mentioned last time that they're working on what thing called a story map for each community. It's a program that is GIS. I have no idea what that stands for. And Carroll County Economic Development is supporting this process so that it's not costing any of the towns anything. So what they're asking is a representative from each town is supposed to come up with 10 historic sites and then provide all the content for the map. So I sent all of you an email. I think the only person I heard from was Councilman Hoffman. But if anybody has any ideas for anything that you want to make sure should be on that map, let me know. I have until February to do my content, so I'm getting the Historical Society to help with that too. I mean, the Heritage Committee. But it's going to be live for Memorial Day is the plan, because a lot of the 250th stuff for the county starts around that time. The other thing that's going on, and some of you remember the Shop Small Passport, we're not doing that. The participation in that has gone down, so we're trying to come up with something different. So what they're looking at right now is a program where you would scan your receipt from a local business and submit it to a link on the Carroll County Downtown's page. And then you'd be entered into a drawing for a cash prize. And they're looking at right now, probably $250 for the customer, but the business would also get $100. So any businesses in the room want to participate, let me know. Or if you're not here and you hear me talking about them, I mean, we have the same several that have done it for the last few years. So, but anybody else wants to participate, let me know. I think I also mentioned that they had a representative from the Heart of the Civil War Heritage area come talk about grants, and I met with Town Manager Dye and Circuit Rider Mike Reynolds, and we think we're going to apply for one of the, I think they're called mini grants. And what we looked at was getting some signage for one of the parks in town, possibly the Spring House or the Fountain Park. And I got content already from New Windsor Heritage for that. Mike was waiting for somebody that was on vacation to get some prices for the sign, so once we have all that information, I don't think their grants are due until the beginning of the year. And the mayor already mentioned the Vietnam War Memorial schedule, and this is what I got off of their media, so Deputy McGinnis or Dana, if you have anything different, they were saying they thought that it would probably get to town at about 10. Does that sound right to you? Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
So that for residents, what we're encouraging people to do is line, because they're gonna come in on Route 31 or High Street, right, and go straight to the carnival grounds. So to line this section of 31, which is High Street, to welcome the wall that morning, so like maybe get out there like 9:30, 9:45. And we're asking folks to decorate their houses with flags and buntings or anything if they have anything like that. And of course, we're doing that at Music on the Main too, to welcome the wall. And then it says that there's going to be an opening ceremony that starts at 5 p.m. on Thursday the 9th with a concert and the official opening. So then it'll be open to the public until the 13th. But there's more details on their Babylon Vaults website and Facebook. And of course, I'm sure everybody else is going to say something about Music on the Main, but come to Music on the Main. Starts at noon on Saturday. And it's going to be great. It's going to be good weather.
Awesome. Well, thank you for mentioning that, and we probably can't mention it too few times. So, thank you, Councilwoman Schultz.
You're welcome.
Public Works, Councilman Hoffman.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Public Works highlights for the past month include they mowed the lagoon area in preparation for the traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall parking. So there's a process that they have set up to be parking down in that lagoon area. To facilitate that, they had millings from the recent road work installed down to the lagoon area to facilitate a roadway into that parking area. So hopefully the weather will be nice and people will be able to get in and get out down there without any problems. The Public Works crew trimmed the trees here at Memorial Park. They installed two new veteran banners that were recently delivered. And they also installed new flags on the flagpoles around town. Public Works had some new tires installed on several of their mowers. They had the two trucks the town is selling, they had them serviced and inspected and ready to move on. The Public Works successfully had the bees removed from the 211 High Street building facade next door to us here. They also sealed up the area by installing wood and painting the facade. And Public Works also started patching potholes on Lambert Avenue. As an announcement, bulk trash will be held on October 18th from 8 a.m. to 12 down at the Gear Lane facility. Residents are asked to bring their large items down there to be disposed of in the dumpsters. Bulk trash is for large items that typically do not fit in the regular weekly trash pickup. The Planning Commission, we did meet in September. Claire Stewart, the new Carroll County Bureau Chief of Comprehensive Planning, attended the meeting. The Planning Commission performed the final review of Chapter 9 and part of Chapter 10 of the New Windsor Comprehensive Plan. So progress continues. Our next scheduled meeting is Monday, October 27th at 6 p.m. here in Town Hall. And some councilman highlights. I participated in all the Town Council Music on the Main and Planning Commission scheduled meetings and attended the 211 High Street Building pre-bid meeting with the interested contractors. I think you'll hear a little bit more about that later in the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Hoffman. Water and Sewer, Councilman Frau.
All right, good evening, everyone. I have a very brief one today. The biggest update is that the Hillside well pumps were installed, and they were able to average 62,000 gallons a day compared to the 50,000 gallon average with the old pumps. The new pumps were even able to provide a 70,000 gallon 24-hour period, which is a very meaningful increase to the system, and it gives us a little bit more flexibility for the future for shutdowns and maintenance and such. For myself, I attended the council and work sessions and also the MML dinner in Sykesville.
All right. Public Safety and Health, Councilman Howard is under the weather, so I will read his report. Bear with me for a second. All right. New Windsor Public Safety and Health Report, October 1st, 2025, covering the month of September. Councilman Dante F. Howard, Public Safety and Health Chairperson. Events and meetings attended, Music on the Main, September 3rd meeting, Town Council meeting on September 3rd, and work session meeting on September 15th. Public Safety and Health Notes. Upcoming meetings and events, the Opioid Prevention Coalition meeting will be held on Wednesday, November 12th at 2025 at 9 a.m. to the 11th. Councilman Howard is going to attend that. Carroll County Senior Center flu shots. He has here listed all of the corresponding or the dates for those. October 6th through the 10th at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Let's see, Mount Airy is also October 6th. These are, okay, I see. October 6th through the 10th are the scheduled dates. Mount Airy is the 6th, North Carroll is the 7th, South Carroll is the 8th, Tawnytown is the 9th, and Westminster is the 10th. And again, these are held at the Carroll County Senior Center. Flu vaccine clinics for children ages 6 months to 18 years of age. On October 2nd, Tawnytown from 4 to 6. The 7th is 4 to 6 at Mount Airy. The 14th is 4 to 6 Spring Garden Elementary School. The 21st is 5 to 7 at Carrolltown Elementary School. And the 23rd from 5 to 7 is at our own Elmer Wolf in neighboring Union Bridge. Medication Sharps Take Back event, which is a big event for the health department, is Saturday, October 4th, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's at the Carroll County Vehicle Maintenance Facility. Public Safety and Health notifications he doesn't have any applicable meetings for those, but certainly he had given us a good wealth of information in terms of vaccinations, flu shots, and then drug take back. So that is his report. And we will then move on to Economic Development and Technology. Councilman Wolf-Mallow.
Good evening, everyone.
To you.
I attended the regular council meetings, the Music on the Main meeting, town council and work sessions in September, and also sat through a virtual Maryland Small Business Center cybersecurity session they held on the 17th. Upcoming events, I just have Music on the Main and the Vietnam Traveling Memorial. On the Vietnam Traveling Memorial, if anybody is looking for information, if you just Google the Babylon Vault Company's website, they have a whole page with tons and tons of information. There's like multiple pages of all the events that are going on, the Huey helicopter landing on the Saturday, the timing for all of that. A couple quick notifications. Just recognize Uncle Mattie's in town, restaurant just down the road. They celebrated 12 years in New Windsor last month,
Oh, wow.
which is pretty cool. Also, just of note, I submitted tickets to Google Maps, Apple Maps, and Waze because the speed limits were updated coming into town, and the GPS isn't flagging that they were dropped sooner as you enter in town. So hopefully that'll get updated soon.
Well, certainly, thank you for doing that. Thank you for mentioning Uncle Mattie's, the 12 years. Gosh, time flies. Yeah, and then also the access or if you do visit Babylon Vault's site, they have the full schedule of all of the events for the traveling Vietnam Memorial, which it's going to be filled for a lot. There's going to be a lot scheduled for those from the 9th to the 13th. So we encourage folks to check out their website. But thank you for that. Town manager's report. Town manager Dye.
Okay, good evening. I have several things to touch on quickly here. The town paving, CPE started paving Monday, September 15th, and 7 road segments have been completed. Any striping required will be done on a later date. We're also looking to do paving repairs around 40 to 50 manholes and use some remainder of our highway user revenue money. War Memorial Park improvements, Douglas Lawn and Landscape completed the improvements to War Memorial Park. Eclectic Motors is working on cannon restoration and expect to be completed end of this week. 211 High Street property redevelopment, RFP for general contractor. We had 3 general contractors attend the pre-bid meeting. Proposals are due this Friday, the 3rd by 2:30 p.m. 1 contractor sent the email and will not be bidding. Project does not align with type of work that they can do at this time. We also had 1 contractor send email stating, and I'll quote, "After reviewing the available documents and participating in the site walks, we found that key details, drawings, and scope definitions are not yet fully developed. Submitting a bid under these conditions would require broad assumptions, creating a high risk of scope creep and significant budget overruns. We do not believe that proceeding with the current hard bid method is in the best interest of the town of New Windsor. To help reduce risk and protect the town's budget, we recommend a partnership under our owner's representative construction management approach." So we will wait and see what happens with the proposals on Friday and make a decision after that. Sidewalk replacement, Fountain Park. Stanballs Incorporated started sidewalk repairs Tuesday 9/23 and completed on 9/25. Public Works staff did additional cleanup, backfilling, mulching, mowing, etc. in preparation for Music on the Main. Bower Sox Farm lease extension request. Condon Brothers Farms Partnership is the current leasee of the town farm. Condon Brothers Farms started the current lease in 2022. The original terms from January 1, 2022 to December 31st of 22 with 4 one-year renewals. The current 2025 lease is the 4th year, and Mike Condon submitted a letter requesting an extension of the lease for 10 years to help recoup expenses incurred in making improvements to the farm. And his letter is in tonight's folder. So please take a look at that. We can give some consideration to that and discuss at a later meeting. The 5th annual Frank G. Schaefer Memorial 5K is Saturday, 10/18, 9 a.m. at Wakefield Valley Park. There's still time to sign up, so please go ahead and do that. And I want to give a shout out and many thanks to all the Public Works staff for all the hard work they've been doing for the last week and a half in preparation for Music on the Main and the War Memorial. They were still out there at 7:15 this evening. So that's my report.
All right. Thank you, Town Manager Dye. Public Works Director was included in yours, or?
No, he didn't.
He didn't have one.
I touched on some of his stuff.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to Community Deputy. Deputy McGinnis, you're up. Sorry.
It's okay.
Make sure that's on.
should have paid attention that Wayne wasn't here tonight. I figured you'd have something, but all right. All right, so good evening, everyone. It's good to be here this evening. I laid out everything a little bit differently this month. I hope that this is a little bit more helpful. Sometimes I don't really get the time to look up all the data that I did this month, but the way that I broke it down, normally I say 52 calls for service, but this way I said 52 events and I broke it down into the different categories. So let me begin. Between 9/3/25 and 10/1/25, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office had 52 events within the town of New Windsor. Out of those events, 3 were found to be reportable. This included 2 alarm calls, 3 miscellaneous calls, 1 animal complaint, 1 building check, 5 civil events, 1 domestic event, 7 check welfares, 3 parking complaints, 1 suspicious activity, and 18 traffic stops. The reportable incidents included the remainder of the events to include 1 police information, 1 vandalism, 6 traffic violations related to a driving under the influence charge. All of that makes sense, kind of how that's broken down?
Sure.
I hope that flows better. In the past, I would just say, like I said, 52 calls for service, which I think that's a better way of laying everything out for you guys. So on 9/8/25 at 5:30 p.m., deputies responded to the 100 block of Main Street for an attempted child abduction. Further details were discovered, which included the suspect contacted a child on a scooter and told the child to come inside her apartment. The child declined and responded at home. The child's parents later contacted the sheriff's office, and further investigation yielded results that the suspect was incapable of making sound decisions. Proper notifications were made, and that case was closed exceptionally. On 9/16/25, at 7:58 p.m., deputies responded to the 300 block of High Street for a domestic in progress. The caller was a third party. Upon arrival, deputies observed nothing unusual at the home when they arrived. Shortly after, the alleged victim arrived home in a vehicle. The vehicle appeared to have fresh damage to it. The subject advised that he was in a verbal disagreement with his ex-girlfriend. The subject would not provide the ex-girlfriend's information. The dent included approximately $400 in damage to the driver's door and $400 in damage to the broken window on the driver's door. The subject was referred for charges, and that case was closed, lack of prosecution. On 9/22/25 at 1:24 a.m., deputies conducted a traffic stop at Main Street and High Street for failure to stop at a stop sign. The vehicle's registration was found to be suspended for emissions. The driver and sole occupant of the vehicle provided a Puerto Rico license. While interacting with the driver, a strong odor of alcoholic beverages was emanating from the driver's breath. The Emergency Communications Center completed a license check, which indicated the subject had a valid ID. However, his Maryland privileges were suspended for failure to obtain a mandatory interlock device. A standardized field sobriety test was completed, which indicated the subject was under the influence of alcoholic beverages. The subject refused a breath test, and that case was closed by arrest. And then I just wanted to add notes for Music on the Main, that drug take-back that you included in the briefing, or in, I believe, Councilman Howard's briefing. I will be there until noon and processing the collection of the drugs from that. So once I get finished with that, I will be here, but we will have 2 additional deputies here on site before I arrive. So you'll have 3 of us for Saturday. Just wanted to make sure you guys were in the light with that and communicate with that.
We certainly appreciate that, and I thought your reports in the past were very thorough, but I do like a summary and the totals. That is good. Either way.
It's good to hear the insight. I mean, I just I felt like it sounds bad when I say 52 calls for service and then I say 3 recordable calls. It's like, what, we're not doing enough. So that kind of lays it out to explain, hey, we had miscellaneous calls, we had alarm calls. That's what we did throughout the month. So, and then I guess it's a humble brag here, but 13 of those 18 traffic stops were me. So anyhow,
It's all good.
Yeah. Had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
All right. That concludes my report. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. Thank you, Deputy McGinnis. My friends at West Carroll, thank you. The floor is yours.
Eric with
That too.
West Carroll Rec.
Soccer numbers are just crazy. Early registration, they had over 370 kids registered early.
That's great.
He expects well over 400 by the time they close registration. They just keep killing it. Basketball registration is open now for early registration. They are having problems with gym space.
Yeah.
Every year, same thing. They're also looking at changing leagues. They're in a Carroll County League, and
Yeah, MYBA.
I think
Oh,
so.
wait, it may be different now, but
But whatever league they're in, the costs are high.
Yeah.
They gotta pay for gym time and all that other stuff. So they're looking to maybe go into southern Pennsylvania and more Carroll County rather than in the Frederick County. The softball team will be manning the funnel cake stand for Music on the Main, which
Thank
is
you.
nice. It'll make them some really good money. It's hard to fundraise
yeah,
for these programs, so, you know, when we did it at the carnival, even with bad weather, you know, everybody made some decent money for the program. The baseball team, we did turn down their request to join West Carroll Rec, just way too many red flags. We sent them out an email, said, hey, get your stuff together, maybe reapply in the future, but we pumped the brakes on that.
okay.
Last thing, rec council, we're losing a bunch of folks, including myself. My kids are in their 20s. I volunteered for 17, 18 years, spring, fall. Helped out because somebody, Brad Rockwood said, hey, we need somebody to represent New
Yeah.
Windsor. So I jumped in. I thought it was going to be maybe 6 months or a year, but here I am 2.5, 3 years later. So we need volunteers to step in. I think president's leaving, secretary's leaving. Like, I think 4 of us are going out. So we really need some folks to step up and jump in and take these positions.
Yeah, I certainly understand that, and I kind of feel that pain because, and Councilman Hoffman could probably attest to the same thing. You know, everybody enjoys the availability of rec council sports for their kids, but it essentially takes parents to do that.
Yeah.
And parents have to step up and, you know, if your kid has been in the program for a couple of years, you probably should consider helping to keep the wheel rolling, you know.
Yeah.
But
And all the programs, it's the same group of parents that
do the work.
stay and, you know, like I'm with rugby, I don't have kids playing anymore, but I'm gonna keep coaching. But we need younger folks to get involved and, you know, take more initiative in helping out, more than just, you know, scratching a check and dropping the kids off.
Yeah. Well, the dedication is certainly there because the line at the funnel cake stand is usually the longest and the last to close at the carnival, and I'm sure it'll be long at the Music on the Main. But that operation, and I say this because I've worked it before, it takes a lot, and you know, you all do a great job because I know that each night a different part of the organization runs that. You know, so one night it'll be the soccer, or one night it'll be basketball or cheerleading, and you know, since I left that, I actually think it's been stronger.
Oh, good.
So you know, hopefully this word reaches some people and it touches them in a way, you know, like they don't want to see the program go away.
Well, it would be all programs. We gotta have a board
Yes.
before the rec council dissolves,
Yeah.
and we can't have it.
Yeah.
We represent way too many kids.
Yeah.
Way too
Well, you got 400 kids in soccer, and so. And there'll probably be, you know, be at least 200 to 300 in basketball.
Yeah,
So
basketball's huge.
yeah, so
So it doesn't take a whole lot of time, you know. The rec council meets once a month. I come here every 2 to 3 months.
yeah,
It's not a whole lot
it's
to
fun.
do, but
Yeah,
I got other stuff in my life now, so
yeah,
Thank you for doing it.
I love doing it. I love being around the kids and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But you know, we need new people to step up. Is what
Yeah.
we're looking at.
Now I have to inform you, the rec council is like a prerequisite to the town council.
I'm outside city limits.
Yeah, we got 2 former rec people here.
I commented, I'm glad I don't have city water and sewer, because that was all you guys talked about.
Oh, God.
Like my first 3 meetings, I'm like, oh, that's a mess.
I missed the truck meetings, I guess.
That's all but that's all I got.
Okay, well, we certainly appreciate the work that you've done, and hopefully your arm heals soon.
Yeah.
That's-
Pulled a big old screw out of it.
Oh, boy.
from a work accident.
Yeah. All right, the Windsor Fire Department, Fire Chief does not have a report right now. Treasurer's report, do we have anything?
I got a few things.
All right.
All right. So we had 2 investments that are matured. One was a T-bond we originally invested with ACMB for $249,592. It was a 1 year and it matured for $260,000. So we made a little bit of money there. And then we had another CD with Farmers and Merchants. The original investment was $250,000 for 5 months. It matured at $254,368. So not bad. Current rates, Farmers has a 5-month at 3.9, a 7-month at 3.8, a 13-month at 3.25. ACMB has a 1 year at 3.75, a 15-month at 3.70, and Woodsboro Bank has a 5-month at 3.15, a 13-month at 2.84, and a 20-month at 2.53. I also have a couple information about the Maryland Local Government Investment Pool. So this is something that you guys have done in the past, way before Dana. So I've kind of gathered some information on it. This works like a money market account. So we can put in whatever we want to put in. We can take it out whenever we want to take it out. Current interest rates on that is at 4.17%, and it does change daily. I've watched it for the past week. It goes up and down a little bit, but nothing significant. I would suggest that the 2 CDs that we had matured, the CD and the T-bond that we had matured, we reinvest in a T-bond or a CD, and then we use the local government investment pool for some of the capital budget funds, that project funds that we have kind of stacked away in the budget. Because it's better interest rate than what's in our checking accounts right now. So we can make some there, and then when we need it for like the storm drain project or the salt barn project, we can easily go ahead and pull it out.
No penalty?
With no penalty. It works just like a mutual fund. So it gets about 6 withdrawals a month, a typical one does. So yeah. So it was a little bit of a new information there. Again, it looks like you guys haven't done it for a very long time. So yeah, we are part of it.
Dave, I don't remember.
I don't remember us.
We are part of it. They actually contacted me probably about a month and a half ago saying, hey, you haven't used it in forever. We're going to take you off. And I'm like, oh, no. What is it? And I got some information on it. And it, again, for some short-term projects that we want to make a little bit more interest than what's in our checking account interest, this is a better way of doing it.
What's the time frame in requesting? Like, so if we needed a check, is it immediate?
It's about a week. So
Okay.
like, yeah, Gary and I were touching base on it today. So like if we knew we were going to start the salt barn, say in February, not a great, I know it's not a great time for construction, but in February, we would say, okay, maybe mid-January, I would contact them and say, hey, I might need to pull X amount of dollars out. How fast can we get it? And so forth. So yeah, we would be just a little bit more proactive our first time really doing it.
And what did you say the interest is?
Right now, it's 4.17%.
It's better than some of the CDs.
They have that bigger pool, and they go with they follow the state's investment policy.
Okay.
So we are with our new investment policy. We're all in line, so we're good there. They don't guarantee it, but I reviewed their policy and with ours, and we should be fine. So it's just something to think about if you guys would like to do it. I would suggest that's what we do with those. I mean, right now, the storm drain, we have budgeted for $20K. The salt barn is $200K. Parks Capital Project, Lions Club Pavilion is 30,000, and the painting of the block wall is 10, and that's all POS money that got funded. Yeah. Yeah, so those are project open space, so we're not using that fund anyway. We could easily pull 250K right now from that general project capital and put into there. And I mean, again, you're gonna get more interest than your checking account.
What's the program called again?
Maryland Local Government Investment Pool, currently with PNC.
Seems like a no-brainer to me. I mean,
Yeah.
Is your recommendation to keep the 2 CD and T-bond?
Then
to sit-
and then we
but
would
is that
reinvest.
to maintain ties with the banks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meantime, yeah. But again, with that extra money that's just kind of sitting there, I mean, interest rates are low right now. We don't have that 5.75 that we got that one time 2 years ago, which was great. So watch the pennies, squeeze the pennies, and they make a little bit more money. So yeah. But so I would recommend that, and then
Was back up. I was surprised.
I'm sorry.
CQ was back up. And I know you said we can't always invest in.
So with CQ, personally, they don't respond quick enough for me.
I understand.
And the response isn't great when I do finally get a hold of somebody. And they are in Frederick, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like I don't mind going that way.
Yeah.
But it just,
It is off the
it
beaten
takes my
path.
time here, yeah.
Yeah.
Or if I go to Westminster, I go to Westminster. If I go right up the street, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Woodsboro, it's like 10 minutes away from my house, so it's not a big
Okay.
deal there either. But yeah, so I would recommend reinvesting the 2 matured CDs into a CDs or a T-bond, and then thinking about doing the investment pool.
Do you need council approval on any of that?
Yeah, I need to know if you want to do which CD rates you would like to do, and then if you would like to do the investment pool, and how much.
We'll start with the easy one. Let's start with the investment pool. Do I hear a motion to participate in the investment pool, the Maryland investment pool?
Yeah, I'll make that motion and 250K from those projects to put in there initially.
So I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to invest in the Maryland Local Government Investment Fund at 250K. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so moved. All right, for the CDs, do you have a recommendation for the particular one?
I kind of, I mean, I like the 1 year at ACMB for 3.75. It gives it a year. The CDs that we already have in the T-bond, they're just funds that we have there.
Right.
If we're gonna do it, I suggest a short term and a long one if you want, yeah. I don't like too short, it's just, because
Well, that's really,
we don't really need it at this moment in time, knock on wood, like, I like
right,
that.
well, yes.
But, I mean, if you have a short term, we can squeeze things out, and a long term helps as well. It's up to you guys.
You said the one that was 3.9 was only
5 months with
5
farmers,
months. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then 3.75 is 1 year. 3.25 is a 13-month. And Woodsboro Bank, I mean, farmers and ACMB have the highest rates. Woodsboro Bank is just, I mean, they are what they are right now. I can't change them.
Was Farmers the 3.75 1 year?
No, they were the 5 months at
Oh, okay.
3.9, and then ACMB was 3.75 at 1 year.
Oh, okay. And that's just right up the street.
Yeah.
I like the ECMB one.
And farmers, we have an account with, and it's easy. The money is still sitting there right now that has matured, so they can just take it and reinvest it without any issues. We might have to update your signature because I think it was
Oh, that's
Neil's.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, well, do I hear motion to
We're going with 12-month.
12 month? Is that your motion?
That's my motion, 12-month at 3.75.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second that as well.
Okay,
And you would like to do 250,000, and then put the rest of that we earned an interest in the capital reserve.
council.
Any issues with just rolling it all in?
No, we're insured.
Just,
And yeah, the bank insures us with ACE and B, so yeah, we're fine.
yeah, just roll it in.
Okay, so you want to modify that? Your motion is to,
To just roll it all in, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
and
Write
you-
that up
Motion.
prettier than that, but.
I will.
yeah. And the second is to-
I'll second the roll in.
all right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries. All right,
Then would you like to do the 5-month as well?
yes, but I'll take your recommendation on that.
Roll it all over as well?
Yeah. Well,
Is FMB covers us for that too? Yeah.
F&B, or Farmers and Merchants covers us, so yeah, so we're good.
What else, a 5-month?
5 months, 3.9, and we'll do that at 254,368. Yeah.
okay. Same motion, do you wanna?
Me?
Go ahead.
Do
I'll
it.
make the motion to invest the 254,000 in the 5-month at 3.9%.
9. Perfect.
I'll second.
Okay. Any reservations? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Doing Kim's.
Okay.
Yes, Kim is not here, but I have her report.
Water and sewer billing clerk.
So delinquents as of today, October 1st, is $9,103.08. Water bills are finalized and will be emailed and mailed tomorrow.
Okay. That's from our that's the holdover from what we had at the beginning of,
But it was like 30
At
some thousand.
9.3, it was 21,500.
on 9/3.
Yeah.
Do we know how many how many accounts?
I don't know how many accounts on
Didn't
it.
put that, and unfortunately, I don't know off the top of my head.
So on 9.3, it was 56 at 21,500.
No, it's 9.
Now it's 9,100 or something like that. So
Did you give any insight into as to whether these are folks that have had issues paying before? Or are
Not to
these,
not to myself, no.
okay,
I remember the initial batch was a lot of repeats. It was not a lot of like landlords though. It seemed to be more individual households.
I'm just wondering if the folks with the remaining balance that are having issues with it are people that we typically, have to remind.
And she may have payment plans with
Yeah.
these
With the
individuals
outstanding.
for the 9,000 that's outstanding.
Are most of those the water turned off? Or?
No turn-offs.
I mean,
Okay.
if they make an arrangement, we don't do that, so.
Yeah, they have to talk to her,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to be turning people's water off, that's for sure.
All right. Is that the end of her report?
That is it, Mayor.
Okay.
I do want to mention one thing. There's going to be a little blurb on the back of the bill with this as well. This is the first quarter of the new tiered system.
Yes.
So if there's any resident questions or concerns, take a look at the bill, try to understand it. If you don't or have questions, reach out. It is different than it has been in the past.
All right, anything from a code enforcement officer? Do we have a report from? Okay. And then Heidelberg is not here. New business, fiscal year 26 approved capital purchases.
Okay, so,
Town manager die.
yeah, Councilmember Huffman requested this, so, there's 2 things in the folder. One thing's up there now. We'll start with that. Excuse me, that is the roads. As I mentioned earlier, all 7 road segments have been completed. Connor, if you pull up, there's a spreadsheet in there too. It's the only one, it's in the top of the folder. That's a little easier way to look at it. That has all the totals of what we estimated the roads to be per length and width and full depth, and then what the actuals came in. You can see that we had two were over budget. The most significant one was Tibbetts Lane, and then Union Bridge was a little over, but then the other, I guess, 5 we're under, but the net difference of over under is only about $1,740. Their CP's contract amount was $203,525.77. So there will be some additional striping, possibly some striping, mobilization, traffic control, things like that they'll bill at the end. So I'm assuming in my breakdown here that I show a remaining amount of $10,303.68, but I'm assuming that that will all be used up. It may or may not be, but in my calculations, I'm looking at that. The current highway user total is 259,000. I'm going to round up 137, so that if we spend all that contract amount with CPE, that remaining balance is 55,611. And as I mentioned earlier, and it's further down the list under Public Works Capital Storm Drain Project. Public Works is looking to fix 40 to 50 manholes. They run about $500 a piece. So you're looking at 20 to 25,000, and we can use that leftover or still have highway user revenue money to use. So that those distributions are done periodically throughout the year. So that kind of covers those road projects there. Any questions on the roads before I move on? All right, so municipal building, capital building projects. You got the salt barn, they're listed there. That's basically half of the estimated cost. And as we know, that estimate was several years ago and was very low. The retaining wall for the dumpster area, the bread building roof down at Gear, and then block building, Gear, garage door opener. These projects have not been completed yet, but are still on the radar. That's some of that money that we could, move over to the investment fund that Dana was mentioning about. The storm drain project, we did mark 20,000 for that, but we're going to be able to use highway user revenue money. So again, there's some freed up revenue that we were planning to use there. The capital, Public Works capital vehicles and equipment. In that list, our 3 new trucks were purchased. 2 of the 3 were delivered. The third was delivered, but had to go back for a fan noise, which we're expecting to get that back hopefully the end of this week. The V-plow is not purchased, but will be soon ahead of the winter season. And then the mower has not been purchased as of yet. The capital parks projects, Dana touched on this a little bit. The pavilion roof and gutters and the interior exterior painting block wall, that is going to fall under an approved project open space. We just have to work on an RFP and get that out. The tot lot tree removal has not been done yet for Atlee Ridge, but the Memorial Park pavers area has. We estimated that at 9, and it was actually $12,770. That was just completed recently. So that takes care of the general fund projects. Then under enterprise, we have meter and MXU replacements, well exploration and drilling, Atlee Ridge well testing and certification of potability, hillside wells hydrant installation, and then the LCR mainline replacement and service line replacements. So giving you an update on those. The meter and MXU replacements are underway and ongoing. That's being done by a combination of Public Works staff and First Class Mechanical. The well exploration and drilling, nothing specific, but that's ongoing, always looking for areas and places to drill. The Atlee Ridge well testing, that is scheduled for mid-October. The LCR, the hillside wells, I didn't mention, the hillside well hydrant installation has not been done yet. And then the LCR mainline and service line replacements, that's ongoing, and as we discover laterals and mains that are that fall under that lead and copper rule, then we replace as we can, as we're budgeted. The trucks under enterprise have already been covered. The sewer, for capital sewer lining, that's to be determined for fiscal year '26. And again, the projects were, or the vehicles and equipment were split 50/50 and then 50/50 again. So it's kind of a summary of where we are on the capital projects. Any questions for that?
So Gary, the reason I asked, because we're already 1 quarter in to the fiscal year, we're through 1 quarter. I think it would be good that at least on a quarterly basis that we, run through this list. Things like, we haven't bought the mower yet. Things like that, I worry, are they going to be long lead items, the plows and things like that? So I'm just trying to, make sure that I know you guys have it on your radar, but I don't know that the council remembers all these things that we approved in the budget. And so I think it's prudent that we, hear it at least quarterly in case we have to pivot or, do something different. And, so thank you for that.
Gary, thank you.
All right. Old business, hunting at Bower Sox.
Okay, hunting at Bower Sox Farm. So we do have a draft MOU that Director Meyer started and I reviewed, made a couple changes to it. Again, it's in the folder for this evening. So we got a good start on that. I think we have most of our bases covered. Couple changes I made, a couple questions I have, but take a look at that when you get a chance, and we'll have this back on the agenda for future meeting.
All right.
Oh, excuse me, before we move on, I did touch base with Attorney Ostrander on that, and she was okay with it in general terms, as long as it's controlled, which if you read the MOU, it will be controlled.
In terms of us moving forward with
Yeah,
that?
not
Okay.
allowing it, moving forward with it, as long as it's not open to the general public, and we got
Right.
50
Okay.
people out there, hunting.
And she has this too, or she will have this too to look at?
Yeah.
Okay.
She had her surgery yesterday, so.
All right, good news. Okay, Christmas tree purchase from Dream Big Union Bridge.
Yeah, so a refresher on this, I was contacted by the Dream Big Union Bridge group. They had bought an 18-foot, I believe,
It was 18.
Christmas tree and only used it once. And unfortunately, they're disbanding. And they don't have any need for an 18-foot Christmas tree. So they contacted us and asked if we would be interested in buying it. And Anne Marie did a little research. And I think that what she found was everything she saw was about $12,000. Does that sound right, Gary? And they're willing to sell it to us for $5,000. And Councilman Hoffman, I wasn't able to go, but Councilman Hoffman went with Public Works Director Myers and Supervisor Tobry, right? And anything you want to add, Dave?
Yeah, so we had a chance to go down and look at what they're offering us, and it's a very substantial tree. It would look very nice in the park. I wanted Director Myers and Supervisor Tobry there because they obviously are the ones that are going to have to set it up, and they're going to have to store the tree. And so they both got a good look at it. There's at least 6 large tubs that go along with the tree that have all the lighted branches. It's a pre-lit thing. It plug and play into a big metal stand. They have other things that go along with it, like they had a switch to turn it on, at the tree lighting thing on a pole that's real nice. And they have a ton of decorations that they're also willing to include. They also have some metal banding that goes around the whole base that make it looks like it's sitting in a big metal bucket kind of thing. And so they have it all set up, you know, in my opinion, it would be, I know it's expensive to think about buying, but it's going to be a substantial, very eye-appealing, prominent fixture in the park. The guys didn't think there would be any problem with setting it up or storing all the stuff that goes with it. So, my opinion, it was a very positive thing, and I think we should really seriously consider purchasing it.
And I talked to Clerk Mangus, and she had a suggestion for funding.
So right off the bat, I had originally thought about town activities line, but this line usually gets hit right around Christmas time with everything. So I said, let's do a 50-50 split with town activities and the contingency fund. Contingency, we've spent $6,631. We have $20K budgeted in there. I don't see anything else coming out of there big. Town activities, right now about 3,000, and we budgeted 15K. So if you do a split of 5,000, it shouldn't 25, it shouldn't hurt. It would be fine.
How do you all feel about that?
I think it would look great on the corner.
I think so.
We need a bigger tree than the trees in the past. The one from 5 years ago is still like 37 foot tall. It looks good. It's not much taller than me though.
Yeah, well, be careful what you pray for, because I did that, and we planted one, and it ended up being like 15 feet.
I would love it to be 25, 30 feet tall.
Yeah, well, we did it as I think my daughter had she brought a seedling home in a little cup, and I was like, sure, I'll plant it right in the middle of the yard. 15 feet, 15 years later.
Should have accidentally mowed it a couple years down the road.
We had to move on from it, but anyway. I've heard from a couple residents that thankfully listen to our and watch our meetings online, and one lady pulled me aside at the Vietnam Traveling Memorial and said, I think that would be a beautiful thing in Fountain Park, and I totally agree with her. So I don't have a vote, but if my wishes carry any weight, I would love to see us do that.
All right, well, I'm going to make a motion then that we purchase the Christmas tree from Dream Big Union Bridge, $5,000, 50-50 from town activities and the contingency fund.
I'll second that.
Fight over who's going to second it.
We have a
That's good.
motion and 2 seconds.
Josh can have it, it's fine.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Any opposed? Okay,
all right.
thanks. Motion is carried.
So
All
I'll
right.
get you connected with Sherry for that.
Shoot me your email and
Okay, I will.
I'll take care of it too.
Thank you.
That should be nice. All right,
And the Christmas tree lighting is December 3rd,
it is
Wednesday
before,
council meeting, yeah.
6 o'clock.
Yes.
The night of the council meeting. So join us, come join us, or
The day of the council.
night of the
at
council
6
meeting.
Or-
Come join us and see our new tree.
yeah. All right, last item on the old business is cybersecurity.
All right, so I'm gonna take the lead on this. Past few months, Gary and I have been working with Maryland IT, who is our IT provider, on updating cybersecurity for the town. This is something that we did budget for in this fiscal year, so just let them know. What we currently have with Maryland IT is basic support, AV protection, a combination of Microsoft Business Basics, Business Standard license, and they're very proactive with updates and basic protection. Before I start to summarize the 90-day analysis that Maryland IT did, I just want to give you a little insight on what we're covered with our insurance provider, Legit. So as of right now, because we have been with Legit for so long, we are grandfathered in. We have cybersecurity, we're good, without having to meet an X, Y, and Z. However, from what I have been told, is that's going to change and we will need to meet X, Y, and Z. So I thought it might be good to be proactive, as well as making sure that the town is protected a little bit more, because we all know it is not if a cyber attack will happen, it is when. So Maryland IT did a 90-day analysis. Only Gary and I knew about it. Anyone who has a town email was part of it. Josh, you missed out though. You were right there on the tail end. So what they kind of found is right there for the top half, password manager. Currently passwords are mixed in with personal passwords, and a lot of staff is using the Google password. So if you're typing in and Google says, oh, can I save your password? A lot of people were saving that, and that is a big no-no. They did phishing simulations. 30.9% of employees opened said emails. 17% clicked the link.
Wow.
6 passwords were tied into financial institutions. Again, this was a mix of work and personal.
What do you mean by that?
So I don't want to say Sally was the person to do this because I don't want to name people.
I hear you.
But we found that, how do I?
Looks like Gary.
We found that like using the Google Chrome, someone had their bank account information, like when you log on to online banking, just right on there. It is very easy for someone to, especially using Google, to take that information.
Oh, for sure.
I will make sure you all are aware, it was not the clerk treasurer.
Okay.
All of our stuff was secured, but yes. 50% of folks had information leaked on the dark web. Cyber training pretty much is non-existent and should be standardized. And then the Microsoft 365 security monitoring and 24/7 logging and external security operations center could be a little bit tighter as well. Both Gary, after in the meeting with Corey, Gary and I pulled certain individuals aside and addressed some concerns, and we fixed them right off the bat. So all the passwords and all that kind of stuff was nipped right then on that day. So we're okay there, but we want to make sure that we are moving forward with this. We also had a staff meeting and we talked about the phishing emails. And if you get an email that you don't know what it is, don't click the link. Or you can forward it to Maryland IT and they can take care of it on their end. So that was something that we talked about in that staff meeting. What Maryland IT recommends is a full cybersecurity coverage, which includes remote monitoring and management, endpoint detection and response, 24/7 SOC monitoring, full system backups in all covered users, password manager, M365 security and compliance, M365 24/7 monitoring, spam filtering, M365 full site backup, vulnerability scanning, DNS filtering. So he'll come out and do cybersecurity training for us, stimulated phishing campaigns just to see that if our training is actually working, and then Microsoft Business Premium licensing to kind of get us up to speed and where we should be. This will increase the cost. We currently pay about $680 a month. It would increase it to $2,000.
Wow. Jeez.
Doing some calculations and looking at the budget, we budgeted $2,500. I would estimate that we would be under budget at $22,500. Thank you, budgeted. I would estimate that we would be about $22,375 for the year. So it's covered. And again, it's
What did we budget?
25.
25,000.
For IT?
22,500 for IT, yes.
Okay. What,
25.
if I can, I have a question about, I'm really curious about the spam emails and people clicking on those for obvious reasons, but I get Maryland IT kind of has a spam blocker for me.
So, yeah.
And they quarantine a bunch of stuff. And I find most of it is just, junk. They're just trying to sell stuff. But, I mean, some of the other stuff is getting through. Really? Huh. Maybe I'm not on there enough. I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of.
It gets through, I mean, I probably had like 3 this morning and I didn't open them, I just delete them. We're constantly on
I get a
it.
lot of stuff in my personal
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
but not in the town one.
I know we budgeted for it, I know it's a lot of money and it's a big increase. Again, it is not when, or it is not if, it is when.
Yeah.
I would strongly
It's a lot more than
recommend.
$2,000 if that happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're covered, but who then is to say that that legit wouldn't increase our premium or even drop us and we have to find somebody else? don't want to go down that road.
So how much will we be protected? I heard you read a bunch of.
So I have the policy. We're covered for about $2 million.
Okay.
And then
What's MDIT's insurance policy if you were to still get hacked under their system?
That's a good question. I don't think. What's Maryland IT's policy?
Like, what's their
if we were to
guarantee?
get hacked? I don't know. It's a really good question. It didn't come to my head. I can definitely circle back with them and find that out.
We should at least know what we're buying.
Nothing is unhackable.
110%. Nothing is unhackable.
Having layers between legit and MDIT's insurance or whatever their guarantee is just an added benefit.
That's a great question.
That's why we have these IT people on the council with us, so.
Yeah.
I can say, I did ask him in an email a while back, like, if we were to be hacked, what is their part? They would take full control over it with legit, and they would work. So I would just be like the contact saying, Gary, you can use your email again. But yeah.
So, I mean, I know how that happens because some of the phishing emails are so
Real.
like. I've had a couple that I'm like, man, this looks really legit, but then, I scroll over the email address and it's like, wait a minute, but if you're going 100 miles an hour at 2:00 in the afternoon, you got something going on, I can see how it happens sometimes. The question I have is, I heard you mention that after the training, they would do another, Maryland IT would come back and, would they be willing to do periodic tests?
Yeah.
Without kind of killing us with, another fee?
Yeah, I don't see it being a
I
problem.
mean, when they do those tests, the first one they did, they just did while we were looking into this, right?
Yeah.
And they did that for 90 days.
Yeah, 9 days and it was
Oh,
free.
was it for a whole quarter?
Yeah, and
Wow.
doing stuff behind the scenes and keeping
Okay.
track of it. We didn't know, only Dana and I knew they were even going to do it, but we didn't know when, how, why, but they did that for 90 days. So
I'd be curious to see if we.
twice a year would probably be
Okay.
sufficient.
They have it listed here in their coverage that they do the simulated campaigns.
Yeah.
Second from the bottom,
Second part, they stimulate it and
as well as other, like, vulnerability scanning is not really like a impact us or employees, but they're periodically at least looking at things.
Simulated phishing campaigns. Well, I think this kind of stuff makes me really nervous. So I leave it up to the council, but
Just a note that Wayne can elaborate on this, but all the wastewater plant and water treatment plant are all covered under a completely separate thing.
right.
It's a DP, and I don't understand. It's completely separate. IMAC.
That I'd be more worried about.
Yeah, I asked him a couple months ago about it, and we're pretty good down there.
the standards for IMAC got up to correct it with email. Yeah. So for what
We need more chlorine in our water.
how they protect us has increased. And when Wayne got back off vacation, we all three are gonna meet and make sure, because that is my concern. We hear about Baltimore City getting hacked and like their water system. Yeah, that's a big concern, but this would.
It's definitely a big concern. I just wanted to point out that Maryland IT does not cover that part of.
Yeah.
Have,
Yeah, it's a different system, yeah.
have
yeah.
we looked at maybe like a kind of how we have like, we can jump on like purchasing contracts from other counties or other municipalities for equipment and such? Have we looked at like a state recommended provider for this sort of stuff, or a contract that the state has that we can piggyback off of? Just as a due diligence standpoint. I mean, I have no complaints with MDIT, but just due diligence.
I haven't. I can tell you when we met with Maryland IT, they cover. I know they cover Hampstead. They cover like 2 other municipalities
You're
besides it.
talking about state level.
Yeah.
Yeah, just somebody that just throw it like, if Best Buy did Maryland's cybersecurity as a state, can we piggyback on that, and it's either a better product or a better deal, or what that looks like, just as a, before we commit to tripling the fee for it.
Can happen. I don't know the answer.
Maryland has a Department of Information Technology, and as far as I know, they do their own
Okay.
cybersecurity.
Yes, they might not have
Yeah, I
anybody.
don't think that they contract out.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have contractors working for them, but, I mean, they're the ones that send us those don't click on links videos that we have to, I mean, that, like, I have to watch one of those videos every single month, so the fact that people are clicking on a link, I'm like, what do you mean you never click on a link? You know?
Don't click on the link.
Yeah, I don't think the state has
I
anything
don't
like
think-
that.
I think we would have been notified by now.
Probably, because
Yeah.
the county probably has their own government, Carroll County government has their own, I'm sure.
Westminster has their own team,
Yeah,
IT team. Yeah.
bigger municipalities have their own. I believe.
Yeah, I know Carroll County has their own IT department. Yep. Mhm. So I think this is, that we need to do this. I don't know if we want to hold it up to find out how much the coverage is. Because that's a question.
What?
Because you said we,
What would Maryland IT do if we?
what is,
Yeah.
what kind of.
I mean, I can definitely ask.
them that.
I would certainly want to know
Yeah, we
that,
wanna
because
know.
if it's like, we just work with legit and you have a handshake agreement that will take care of you, that's a problem, versus here's an additional 2 million in coverage.
I
So.
can definitely ask Corey that. Not a problem.
That's that, and then we can vote on it at the work
Maybe
session.
talk at the work session about it. Yeah.
Dana, ask what their password manager solution is as well, while you're,
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Password.
ask what their password management solution is.
Yes, and I know it off the top of my head.
It's a weird-
It's a weird name.
You guys should know, come on.
Oh,
Why don't you guys know?
what is it?
Bit Warden.
No,
Dashlane.
no.
So it's weird like that,
Hold on,
something weird
wait a
like
minute,
that.
hold on, I might, because I remember I texted my husband it going, do you know about it? And he was like, yeah, and this is months ago.
What do you mean password manager?
So how she was talking about, when you put a password in, you can save it to Google Chrome. It pops up and says, "Hey, do you want to save this password with your username?" And then it autofills.
Don't do that. Don't use the Google.
And I've got hundreds. There's many companies outside of Google that do that. Some are free, some are paid for, and they have all varying reputations. And pretty much all of them have been hacked at one point or another. And then there's internally created management software that a company can make for themselves and their clients. And I'm just wondering if it's that or like a commercially licensed whatever.
I wrote it down like when he said it, and I can't remember it off the top of my head.
John said it was, whatever
Yeah.
one you mentioned said it.
It
it's
was-
one of the- one
it
of the
was-
better
yeah.
ones Out there.
Hold on, it's in the email.
Now, is that part of Maryland IT's?
I don't think I can definitely ask Corey what the name of it was, and I can email it to you.
Yeah, just follow up with it, and I mean,
Yeah.
I don't need it separately, just next time we talk about it.
No problem. So I'll follow up with that question and what the actual name of the thingy-majiggy is.
All right, and let's revisit this like
At
at
work
the
session.
work
Yeah.
session. All right, Dana, is that all we have for that?
That's all,
All
sir.
right. All right, residents' concerns. Did somebody sign the sheet?
Both of these young ladies did.
Did I think, yeah.
You gotta step up to the mic, Miss Teresa.
My name is Teresa Hepburn. I live at 3273 Hawk Seal Road, New Windsor, Maryland. October the 6th, I know the wall is coming here, but we're having our New Windsor Lions Club. And also, we're going to have mental health at 6:30 at the New Windsor Fall Hall. Supported by the New Windsor Lions Club. And you can contact me, and my phone number is 443-340-6198. I want to get back to the New Windsor, when I moved up here 52 years ago. And my son had a learning disability. And the reason why I'm doing so much for the New Windsor here, because the two schools helped my son. I had dyslexia, and I didn't know anything about it, and I had tears in my eyes. There was a New Windsor Middle School, and Mr. Buzzer Lambert, Larry Lambert, and Mr. Beard. He saved my son's life, and I took that to my grave, because when I found out about it, I got involved in it, and he put my son in a special class. And Spencer went to Art Institute of Pittsburgh. He made the dean list. He's a fashion designer. He works at Bittman & Goodman. He resigned from that, and now he works at a boutique. But I just want to know why I'm doing so much for New Windsor, because I see we don't have anything to do here in New Windsor for our youth. And my goal is that we all come together as one. And I will also want the community, what you want to see done in your community. And we need to get involved and help them. There's so much going on with mental health, and so many of our youth today don't have nobody to turn to. So here at New Windsor, and the town council, and the Lions Club, and everybody in churches, I want everybody to come together and help our youth here in New Windsor.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. And you certainly, for somebody who works with students, middle school students every day, your words couldn't be any more true when it comes to mental health and the need for resources. And the good thing is Carroll County has a great resource in the health department in terms of addressing mental health issues. So I appreciate you bringing that to the attention of our community. And you said October 6th. Now, earlier you told me the 8th.
I know the wall's coming, I know the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, we can do two things. We can do more than one thing at a time. But you said the 6th. I want to make sure.
I'm sorry, October the 8th.
October the 8th. That's what I was trying to.
What time
hammer
is
out.
it at?
No, don't apologize. Yeah.
6:30.
6:30 at the New Windsor Fire Hall.
Wall's in the morning, so.
So,
I think that's great too, because this is a veteran-based,
yes.
memorial that we have coming,
Yeah.
so I think it's great that you're providing that mental health resource.
Yes.
And like we go through, some people to stop in there and talk to guns.
Yeah.
While we're there.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
come together as one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly our veterans are facing challenges, with mental health, but, just everyday folks.
You see, don't tell me what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
At the church down there.
Yeah, it's an issue that the entire country is dealing with. So, but thank you for bringing that information to our attention, and we'll make sure again it's October 8th at 6:30 at the fire hall. All right, thank you, Ms. Teresa. Okay. All right, Ms. Mitchell.
Good evening. I am Savannah Mitchell. I live at 111 South Springdale Avenue here in New Windsor, Maryland. I wanted to first acknowledge, I'm really happy that we provided Richard the community
Proclamation?
media the proclamation, that's really, really important because I am a business that benefits from his organization. And so he has always, since I've known him, let everyone know that they are here at the Community Media Center for the community and covering sports and covering news, but also it is available for individual members of the community and for businesses. And they have helped us do a lot of marketing material. So I wanted to validate even further that this is a very, very worthy resource. So thanks so much for giving them that. Also, we were contacted by Francis Scott Key they requested that I come out to speak to their students. They have a strong hospitality program. Did not realize that. Okay, so I'm hearing this also. Very strong hospitality program, and I did speak with the students, and it is solid. It's about a year and a half, 2 years of the hospitality program, and the students are coming out prepared. But where are they going to work? So I bring that up for a reason. Before I tell you the reason is we were also selected by Maryland has a scenic byways program, and we were selected as their location for their reporters to stay.
Oh, nice.
As they are choosing areas to include in their directory for scenic byways. So New Windsor is going to be inside this directory in the next several months, but they're staying with us, and I thought this was a very strong indicator that there's a lot of attention coming to New Windsor, and this is where the liaison is coming in for our businesses to come together. So, Councilman Wolf Mallow and I, we are meeting next week, and so that we can start with formulating what we're going to do. But I would like for the strategic planning meetings that may be upcoming, that we consider how are we going to maintain students and people specifically to work, live, and play in New Windsor as we get more eyes and become more of a destination to attract more businesses to be here, so that we can provide options as we're getting more and more press and more desires and needs and requests to come to New Windsor. And then lastly, I got contacted by some reporters in Emmitsburg. They want to come, they want to understand more about New Windsor. Again, looking at destinations, we are being sought out because we are becoming a destination. So I want to reach out to the town council to see what can we do to ensure that we're giving them a full experience when they come to New Windsor.
Well, we appreciate that, and congratulations on being appointed. What was the official title for the Scenic Byways?
They just literally via email, and then I got a follow-up call saying your place was selected for our reporters to come and stay.
Oh,
or so
nice.
we have availability, and then this is the program that we have.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that. And yeah, we look for big things on the business roundtable. Yeah. So.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. Anyone else? All right. I do have one thing, if I can find it. Under the mayor's. Okay. There are a couple of important things I'd like to mention. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Springdale Preparatory School for allowing the town to use usage of the school parking lots on non-school hours for the Vietnam Traveling Memorial. I know that I think we asked earlier in the month of August, and they said that they couldn't allow us to do it, but I asked again, and they extended us. And they did provide us hours, so I wanted to make a public thank you to them. Hopefully, we can continue to work in a way that will be fruitful for both the town and the school. Obviously, on October 4th, we will be celebrating our 9th annual Music on the Main Festival, and shortly following that will be from the 8th through the 13th. We'll be hosting the Vietnam Traveling Memorial event, and then again, I'm looking forward to this. And I don't know if Darnella made you aware, but apparently she and your wife put together. Yeah, I'm looking right at you, Gary. On the 18th.
That sounds like trouble.
No, well, we'll see. At the MML dinner, she and Mary Pat decided that they wanted to run in the Frank G. Schaefer Memorial 5K.
Okay, well, I know Mary Pat signed up.
So I don't know. Did you see Darnella's
I
name?
don't see a Cornick in there registered yet.
Well, here's the deal. You have at least 2 participants. One is a volunteer, which that'll be me,
Right.
and then the other one may be a runner. I told her to get online and
Alright.
is it too late for that?
No, you can still register.
Okay. All right. Well,
I thought she was walking. She's running?
well, she's participating. In it.
Yeah.
She's moving through the course. So
We'll already have her
as a volunteer.
volunteer for the
Yeah,
shirt,
well,
so.
she and Mary Pat talked about it. I was surprised. Gonna leave it right there. October 18th. I don't wanna overdo that. October 18th is the day of the Frank G. Schaefer Memorial 5K. All right, that's all I have. Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
All right, do I have a second? No?
You guys want to stay here all night?
I'll make the motion.
All right, I have a motion, and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed. I don't think I took a vote one time.